You know those great people in this world that created great ideas or inventions, such as the iPhone, the car, the almighty TikTok. Well, I didn't come up with a great idea, but I came up with an idea that has been helping me out tutoring the kids. So I hope this can help you guys out too. Take 52. Hello everyone, my name is Omar Paniagua. My pronouns are he, him, his. I work at Sullivan High School in Rogers Park. I am part of the Spirit Portfolio. Last time I forgot. Shout out to JR for keeping me on my toes and calling me out. And I mainly work with freshmen, and the subject I work on is integrated math. But enough about me. Let's get on with the video. Do like those transitions. In the beginning of my service, I kind of didn't know exactly what I was doing to an extent. I know it was virtual and we were teaching the students and whatnot, but in my situation, I had 3 extra helpers. I had my partner teacher's assistant, you might say, and there was also the student teacher, and then there was me. So I was like, I wanted to help the students without having to step on the other people's shoes. So I had to ask myself, how do I help? And because of this issue, I kind of had the imposter syndrome, not knowing exactly where I'd fit in and where I belonged and how I can help these kids most of all. And in my time of darkness, I had to ask myself the most important question: what would Jesus do? I'm just kidding. But who knows, maybe. But in my situation, I asked, what do they need that I can provide? Then I make it all, fancy, add a little spice here and there. As of right now, I'm using Loom to record myself and do all this, but I'll explain that later on in the video. So going back, I took a step back and I asked myself, what do they need? And I noticed that the kids kept on asking for the notes during class, like screenshots, or what was the meaning of mean a mode, or how do we solve, what was the formula of that equation? And I would take screenshots of the notes that they needed and send it to them in their Google Classroom. Just post it, here you go guys. So I noticed that was a need. Another thing that I noticed is that I realized that teachers have a limited amount of time to teach their lesson. So sometimes some students are able to understand the lesson right away, but there's some students that take more time and more explanation to understand, which I realize why small groups are really important. Also entertainment. Obviously there's some issues sometimes with kids not wanting to turn on their camera, but I kind of wanted to create something that would be more entertaining for them so they can be like, oh wow. And I noticed they like anime, they like watching YouTube, they like TikTok. So I was trying to think, what is something I can do that will have all of these in one? And what I came up with was lesson videos. Nothing too crazy, nothing too like inventing electricity or anything, but it was something that was gonna work for me, or I felt like it was gonna work for me. So one thing I started to use was Edpuzzle. First of all, because YouTube is restricted on their Chromebooks, but also because I can add questions to make sure they understand the material as they're going along with the video. And if you go to edpuzzle.com, you can see all the videos that I made. And as the kids move along in the video, sorry, I had a Spider-Man mask that day. It was for Halloween. And then they have the answer. They have a multiple choice question that they have to answer just to make sure they understand the material. Another thing that I really like to use was Jamboard, because personally I just don't like typing out the problem. I like to more like I prefer writing it out and like visually seeing the problem, being able to. And you can create your own Jamboards just by going here, clicking on mind the burning hellfire ammo. But and what I love about this is you can create your own lesson plans, having your definitions, your agenda, examples. And I like this the most because you can just go along with the equation, doing the math right in front of them. And also you can just, they can pause the video whenever and just take screenshots from themselves or go back to the video themselves to if they forgot how to do it. And Loom is basically, you can record yourself as for example, like right now, while being on your desktop, and it records everything that you do. And it just makes it easier, less editing for you in the videos as well. And after the video is done, it allows you to trim videos or make edits here on the Loom website. And it's been very helpful for me. And overall, just making the video funny and entertaining by adding edits or memes, just trying to make it personal as possible rather than just being very monotone like Ferris Bueller, like Bueller. Just like this video that I made for Sullivan High School, which was really fun. I really enjoyed making this video.
My experience was pretty immense.
Okay, that's enough. When it came to the lesson plans, I kind of had to reteach myself, researching the lesson myself, but it made me more prepared for the material because I was able to find new ways to explain the lesson to the students. Also, it made me prepared for small groups. It doesn't even matter if the kids didn't watch the video. I can use the material that I use for the video and just use it for my small groups as well. Some struggles that I had. I did have some struggles. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Keeping track of who watches the video. At first, I would just drop a link and I didn't know who was watching. So I asked for permission from my partner teacher and she said I can add it as an assignment. And now I'm able to see who watches it by the students submitting it. So that was really good, you know, to finally see who's watching, who's not watching, and who needs like more help, so to speak. Time for editing. Just example right now, I'm editing very late, and it is very time consuming depending on the quality of video you want to make. So that's something to keep in mind. Sound. Yes, sound is very hard and difficult. That's why I like editing at night, because my family likes to make a lot of noise and they think they're quiet, but they're not. And they're sleeping right now, so that's why it's very peace and quiet. So just finding the right location or the right equipment to, you know, get the best sound quality. I like to use Premiere Pro, and yes, you do have to pay for that one, but I had a little discount because I got it when I was still in college. But there is a free version called Premiere Rush, and that is free. You can use it on your iPhone and your desktop, your computer. And as for finding all of these resources, I can send an email out, or I'll probably have something by the end of the video so I can drop all the links and resources that you guys need in order to use all of it. You don't have to use all of them like I do, but just use whatever works for you. And hopefully this helps.